I'm Dr Haynes, President Emrita of Cal State San Marcos. Since I've been retired for 5 years, I thought I'd remind you who I was, because 5 years is practically an eternity in university time. And to state the obvious, this position allowed me the immediate pleasure of meeting the Honorable Dr. Jack Raymond. I arrived at Cal State San Marcos when it was just 13 years old, an awkward teenage university full of angst and potential. I met the original cheerleaders, the founders, right away. Jack was not only one of them, but he was also the most spirited one. The one who would yell, "Go Cougars!" at every meeting, celebration, and probably even in his sleep. And in his defense, I provided him with many opportunities over more than 15 years to yell that. Jack was the university's best ambassador, advocate, a trusted advisor to me, and a servant leader. He cared about the university, always, deeply, and loudly. He was like a one-man pep rally. His passion for the university was so intense he once yelled, "Go Cougars!" in the middle of a San Diego Foundation Board meeting, and those poor board members didn't know what hit them. He gave generously and often of his time, his wisdom, his name, and his treasure. A word here that means both his money and the collection of cowbells which he brought to meetings to enhance his vocal exclamations. He always reminded me in his booming voice that all news is good news, even when Michael Moore and I were making headlines that made our PR team break out in hives and the chancellor of the system question his most recent hire. Jack's generosity extended to bringing Jim and me into their circle of friends, family, and fun. And oh, what fun we had. There was so much laughter when we were together. Jack had a way of making every gathering feel like a comedy club. The pranks he pulled were legendary. Thankfully, I was never the target, not by Jack, but if you can imagine it, by Ken Lounsbury at me about my granting an honorary degree to Jack. Whenever I called on Jack for regional or political advice, he was always willing to provide it. He usually knew all the characters in the scuffle and thought through strategies like a chess master. And he never, ever said, "I told you so," when I didn't act on his advice, though I sometimes believed he was thinking that. So here's to Dr. Jack Raymond, the man, the myth, the Cougar legend, and a servant leader. Thank you, Jack, for everything.